Hey everybody, it's me, Albatross. I hope you all are doing well today. Look, I don't know if you all heard the news, but Donald Trump appointed Erika Kirk to be on the board of the Air Force Academy. And look, I mean, I guess in their somewhat defense that Charlie Kirk, it's the position that Charlie Kirk was in, like when he was still living. However, though, it's not really a good excuse or defense because, I mean, listen, is it just me? Is it normal to do that? Is it normal? Okay, like if, like, okay, maybe this is let me think. I'm trying to think of the best example I can. Like the United Healthcare CEO, for example. And now, someone correct me if I'm mistaken, but did his wife resume his role after he was assassinated? Did Jackie Kennedy assume the role of the president of the United States once her husband was assassinated? I mean, maybe that's not a good example, but you know what I'm getting at here. It's like, what? Like, what is going on? Where is this logic coming from? And look, and the bot campaign on Twitter is relentless. Look, I just have a couple examples that just a couple examples, couple trigger words that must have gone out in the memo, in the CIA memo, Project Mockingbird. They also set up a bunch of bots on here, real body behavior. But just look, these are just a few examples, okay? The word powerful is one, but there's a few other ones like serving her family, or, honoring her family. Like, these are all like the same words that are being repeated by hundreds of different people on Twitter. Or maybe they're not all people, obviously. Some of them are just, bots. Some of them are the CIA. But listen, okay, here's one. A powerful full circle moment. Stepping into the role her husband was meant to take, meant to hold, takes real strength. Wishing her wisdom and resilience as she serves. Okay, and then look, a powerful way to honor Charlie Kirk's legacy. Wishing Erika strength as she steps into this role of service. And then another one, a powerful and meaningful appointment by Donald Trump. Having Erika Kirk serve on the board honors her family's sacrifice while supporting the mission of the United States Air Force Academy. And then that's not all. That's a deeply moving gesture by President Trump. It's always heartbreaking when a life is cut short, but it's meaningful that Erika Kirk is continuing her husband's legacy. I'm sure she'll make a powerful contribution in his honor. Like, you see how much they mirror each other, right? And like, that's not the only word. Like, there's other words that people keep using too, over and over again, like inspirational, meaningful, like over and over again. But look, listen, there's more. Okay. Filling Charlie's seat with Erika is a powerful move. It's not just about politics. It's about ensuring the work he started on the board, focusing on merit and American exceptionalism, doesn't get buried. Okay, and then another one. Carrying forward a legacy with grace and strength. Erika Kirk stepping into this role isn't just a tribute to Charlie's vision, but a commitment to the future of the Air Force Academy, a powerful moment for the institution. Like, it is madness. And I think Candace Owen is making a point. Like, I think they're trying to cast a spell. I mean, she gives a convincing argument. And what are the chances that it just so happened that Charlie Kirk did so happen to be right in the middle of a pentagram? What are the odds of that? Now, not all the bots in the world could drown out the voices of the people who showed a lot of disdain and a lot of skepticism about this decision that Donald Trump just made. A lot of people did. Now, they may have been buried at the very bottom of the comments, but they're there. And here's just some examples. I thought this was a joke. Finding out it is real is a testament that Trump is an idiot. That was Natalie Maldonado. Jeremy Mabel says, let Erika be Erika Kirk. Okay. And then Roscoe13 says, she knows how to kill people. So it's a solid appointment. Ha, touche. Genesis 5x5 says, it's possible that she is a wolf in a sheep's clothing. Something is off with her. And they're not the only ones who feel this way. There's more. Control government delete tweeted, retarded, replying to the Fox News post about it. And then Harvest Moon says, how does she qualify for this role? What a joke. And these are all solid points. These are all very solid points. Because, like Candace Owens says, it's extremely hard to verify her background. And to be honest, this kind of just confirms to me, I don't know about you all, and this is just my own speculation opinion here, but it kind of feels like to me that this kind of confirms that she has been working for the government this whole time. I mean, the Egyptian planes were kind of already enough for me to really give her the side eye, like, But, like, this is just kind of like the cherry on top of that cake. So it's not surprising. It's just disappointing because you know what I mean? And it's like, and I've said a lot about, like, the war going on recently. And look, I'll be honest with you guys. I really want Donald Trump to be a good guy. I do. I want him to be a good guy so freaking bad. Because, I mean, of course I want him to be a good guy. Because, like, if he's not a good guy, then we're all fucked. You know what I mean? Because apparently nobody out there wants to get out their heads out of their asses long enough to, like, just stand up and actually tell our president who works for us that no, we don't appreciate this, we don't like this. I mean, I don't know, there are a lot of people, but, like, it's really not enough. It's like the bad people are once again, their voices are just louder and louder and louder, and they're banking on the fact that good people are going to be complacent because they've been groomed for generations to be complacent, and just for a moment like this. And it's irritating and it's frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. I say that a lot, but, like, this has been a frustrating, like, week. Like in the real New Year is about to begin, and this madness is just beginning, apparently, allegedly. I don't want to believe any of that. I'd love to believe Trump when he sits there and he tells us that this war is pretty much over and that we're winning really good, or I don't know whatever term he used, but, like, when you are caught, like, lying right in our faces, you can't honestly be mad at people. Like, even if he is, let's pretend he is playing like a game of chess and that he secretly does have in best case scenario, he has all of our best interests at heart and he's just moving the board. Maybe he's baiting up Bibi Netanyahu in Israel to be taken down by Iran. Who knows? Like, you know what I mean? Even if that is true, you've still been lying in our faces. Were just caught red-handed lying in our face by your own Secretary of War. But yeah, he was caught lying by his, like, I mean, kind of, I don't think the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, meant to call him out, but he kind of did. He said, when the reporters asked, like, is the United States responsible for bombing that school of girls? Donald Trump responds and says, no, it was Iran. And then the Secretary of War right behind him says, we're still investigating that. Which is weird in of itself. If you're in charge, you're in charge. You shouldn't take that long to find out if we did or didn't do it. But anyways, so, and then Donald Trump just says, well, Iran, the United States, doesn't kill civilians. Only Iran does that. And then another journalist, or the same one, I'm not sure, comes back for the next press conference and kind of calls them out on it. And then Donald Trump, when he says, well, why are you being contradicted by your own Secretary of War? And then Donald Trump says, well, because I don't really know what's going on. I don't really know fully what's going on, but we know that the Tomahawks are used by other countries. They're very, very bad people. Very bad people. Like, what? And that's a lie, first of all. The United States very much does use Tomahawks. They have been using Tomahawks since, like, the early 90s or something like that. I'm not a war expert. Don't get on my case about it. Maybe we've been using them longer. I have no idea. I'm not an expert on weapons or on war, nor do I care to be. But I'm just saying the United States clearly does use Tomahawks. You don't need to be an expert to Google that and find that out pretty quickly. So, yeah, he just lied. He just shamelessly lied. So it's hard to believe anything he's going to say. So like I said, you can't get upset with people for not trusting you. And plus, this is not like the first time you've been caught in a lie. You pretty much lied your whole campaign. And you can't get upset with people for not trusting you. Like, everyone feels so betrayed. It's sad and pathetic. Not us, but him. These lies, they're just pathetic at this point. No one believes them. I don't know who's winning or losing this war. I don't, because they stopped like showing footage of it all. So it's hard to say what's going on over there, and it's hard to say how many Americans have been killed so far. I don't know. Hopefully none. And like I would like to believe that maybe Trump is playing a game of chess, but like guys, I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, I do know that appointing Erika as in any role where being trustworthy and having integrity counts for a lot is unsettling to me. But it kind of does confirm her government or federal training, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But anyways, what do you all think? Have a good day.